Parshas Haazinu, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Yitzchok Zatzal. At the end of this week's Parsha, we have the Shira. At the end of the Shira, it says, "V'soiches b'mishpat yodi." Hashem will hold on with judgment with his hand. What does it mean with the hand? From this pasuk, we have also the tefillah, the prayer that we have in the davening of Rosh Hashanah. By the repetition, we say ha'oiches biyad midas mishpat. The Eibishter holds the mishpat, the judgment on Rosh Hashanah, with his hand. What's the meaning of this? In the hand. Rabbi Yitzchok connects this tefillah, which originates from this pasuk, with an interesting Gemara. The Gemara says concerning a shofar and Rosh Hashanah, in Mesichta Nida, Daf Chavav Amud Beis. The Gemara asks over there, Kama shir shofar? What's the shir, the minimal amount of a shofar? And the Gemara answers, the minimum amount is that you should hold the shofar in your hand. It should be sticking out a little bit from the left side, a little bit from the right side. V'yireh lekan ulekan. And then the Gemara says, so the words in the Gemara is Pirush Rav Shimon ben Gamliel. Rav Shimon ben Gamliel explained that Kedei, in order Kedei sheyechazenu b'yodi, you should hold it in your hand. V'yireh lekan ulekan. You should see it a little bit sticking out on the left side, a little sticking out on the right side. And then he says, tefach. What's that amount? The amount of a tefach, which we know is the fist of a hand, a little bit sticking out. As the Gemara explains over there, why that's the shir of a tefach. All the Farshim asking that Gemara, and you'll see through the explanation of the Rebbe's father, the Gemara is so perfect. We said before, what's the wording? The Gemara says, what's the shir of a shofar? And the Gemara continues, Pirush Rav Shimon ben Gamliel. Explains Rav Shimon ben Gamliel. What's the meaning of pirush? He just should have said, Omer Rav Shimon ben Gamliel. Rav Shimon ben Gamliel said, this is the amount. And also, if he says by the end that it's a tefach, the size of a tefach, that's the minimum amount, the size of a fist, why does he have to say the whole beginning? Kedei, in order that you should hold it, and then you should see it a little bit on this side, a little bit on that side. Once you tell me it's a tefach, I understand already that that is the amount, because a tefach is the four fingers, and it's sticking out a little bit from both sides, a drop. As the Gemara explains the shir over there. So what's the long explanation? And what's the whole reason of the Gemara says, Kedei sheyechazenu b'yodei, you should see it from this side and that side. What does that do with shofar? Explained Rabbi Levi so beautiful. The origin of the shofar is, we all know what we say in davening, the pasuk right before Tkiyah shofar, Ola Elokim b'sruah, the Eibishter enters, so to say, the judgment in Shemayim. And at the beginning, there can be a judgment that's Shem Elokim. Elokim is known as Midas HaGvura, the attribute of severity, harshness, a tzimtzum, a constraint. And then what does it say afterwards? Ola Elokim b'sruah. He starts off with the name Elokim. Havayeh b'kel shofar. Through the sound of the shofar, Hashem changes over from Elokim, which is the attribute of severity, to the attribute of mercy and kindness, and that's Shem Havayeh. As a famous Medrash explains. Said Rabbi Yitzchok, this is what Rav Shimon ben Gamliel wanted to say. When the Gemara asks, what's the shir of a shofar? Comes Rav Shimon ben Gamliel and says, I could tell you in one word, tefach, but I'm going to explain the reason of tefach. Tefach is, you have the four fingers, you hold the shofar, and you can see a little bit sticking out on the left side and a little bit on the right side. If that's the case, says Rabbi Levi, we have three parts of the shofar. You have a little bit sticking out on the left. The main bulk of the shofar is covered with your four fingers. And then you have the shofar coming out on the right side. Says Rabbi Yitzchok that these three parts correspond to Avraham, Yitzchok, and Yaakov. The part that's sticking out on this side, Yira, Avraham. The basic bulk of the shofar covered, that's Yitzchok. And on the right side coming out, that's Yaakov. And all together, you hold it in your hand. Explains Rabbi Yitzchok. The shofar itself, we all know, comes from Yitzchok. from the Akedah, instead of we read it in the first day of Rosh Hashanah by the binding of Yitzchok, instead of bringing Yitzchok as an oil, as a korban, Avraham Avinu found in the thickets, and that became the shofar. That's why we blow the shofar shel ayol from the ram's horn to commemorate this. Now Yitzchok itself, we know that from the three obes, Avraham is midas chesed, kindness. Yitzchok is gevura, severity. Yaakov is mercy. And this is what the whole idea of the shofar is. Yes, there is a mishpat in Shemayim, and it could be Elokim, and that's gevura. But we cover up the gevura, explains Rabbi Yitzchok. The main shofar, which is Yitzchok, we cover up. And what do I want to see? That means, what do I want? There should be begolui, revealed. You should only see, come out into the world, should only be the left side, which is Avram, the right side, which is Yaakov. But Yitzchok, the severity should be covered up. B'Hashem, Havaye, B'Koil Shofar. Through the shofar, the blowing of the shofar, we should only have mercy of Hashem. And this is what Rav Shimon Gamliel wants to say in the Gemara. He wants to explain why is the shir a tafach? Why is the shir of the shofar three parts? This, the left you're showing, the right you're showing, and the main part of the shofar you're covering up with your hand. Because you want to show, the world was revealed, it came into being. That's how we live in a concealed world from Hashem, but we have to bring revelation of Hashem. And that is through kindness and through mercy of Avraham Yaakov, and that's what we see. We once spoke about that this Gemara, V'yira Mekan Elokan, which Rabbi Yitzchok hints, is symbolizing to Avraham and Yaakov, also fits in the Gematria. Because if you calculate these words, V'yira Lekan Elokan, you'll see an interesting thing. V'yira is 222. Lekan is 101. Ulekan, 107. Add up these numbers together. 222, 101, 107, you get to 430. And 430 is exactly the same gematria as Avraham and Yaakov. Avraham is 248, Yaakov is 182. Together it's 430. So in the Gemara itself, V'yira Mekan Elokan is hinted. What do we want to see when you blow shofar? We ask in the Eibishter. We want to have the Avraham, Chesed, Lekan, Ulekan, Yaakov. That's what we want. V'yira we should see. That's what come out from Shemayim. And now we understand why it says the word Yodi, says Rebbe Yitzchok. Yad adds up to Dovid HaMelech. Dovid HaMelech is known his Prinus Malchus. You know, whenever you do something, you have your feelings from your heart. You have the energy that comes into the action, but then it has to be brought into the action itself. That is Dovid HaMelech. Dovid HaMelech brings the Shechina down. He brought the Beis Hamikdash in Yerushalayim. He made Yerushalayim holy. He brought down the Shechina into this world. Come down into actuality, which is Malchus going on this physical world. And that now you understand all the beautiful things. It's a mishpat with the hand, Yodi. But this is what Rabbi Shimon Gamliel want to explain. But in the hand, we want to have only kindness and mercy from Hashem, and all that should be brought down into this world. The hand symbolizing action. The Gematria Dovid HaMelech showing on the kingdom of Hashem, the kingship, should be revealed in the world in the way of kindness and mercy, which means being a blessing for everyone. The Bona Chaya U'Mezayna.